Alright, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Lightforce podcast, episode number 27. I am Noah. This is Laney, as always. How are we doing this a week?
Really great, really great. A lot of fun things happening. I don't know, it's just been like a really fun week. The Super Bowl literally gave us nothing. Like, okay, go ahead, give us
Yeah.
nothing. But it didn't even just give us nothing with comics and, nerdy trailers or anything. It gave us literally nothing. Not a good football game,
No.
not a single good commercial. My favorite commercial that has come out of the Super Bowl, which I saw it before the Super Bowl, but they made another funny one for the Super Bowl, was the Instacart commercial with Benson Boone and Ben Stiller. That's like my favorite commercial that's going on right now. It's like,
I don't even
Instacart lets you
remember it.
choose your bananas, and then and then Benson
What the
Boone's
hell?
like, get them just how you like, and he hits like a high note, and it's so funny. And Ben Stiller tries to do a backflip. It's funny.
I don't remember that at all. I remember
You
the
need to
Sabrina
look it up.
Carpenter Pringles commercial because, obviously, that was a good one. That was a good one, too.
Was it?
Yes, it was. It was funny, and it was great to look at.
It was. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sure
was
it was
good.
for you. Yeah, if that's what you're going by.
Well, it's not like you looked at it, we're like, get this bitch off my monitor.
I didn't say that. I don't know. I just don't think it was. It could have
It
been
was
better.
a half decent commercial. Give it a little
I
credit.
didn't say it was bad.
Okay. Anyways,
Could've been
guys, before we get into this week's episode, be sure to go follow the Life Force Podcast on Instagram and TikTok. We just pretty much rebranded everything, new logo, new setup, and all that. I'm kind of getting it out on all the social medias this week, so definitely be sure to go check it all out. If you want to follow me on any social medias, at No Nation Vlogs on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. I'm also on YouTube, Noah Nation Gaming, Noah Nation Nerdy. Just type in Noah Nation. You can pretty much find me anywhere. How about you?
You can find me everywhere at Laney Byers. I'm on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch. I love my stream community, so if you like gaming, I play all kinds of games. You should come and follow me on Twitch and YouTube. We have a great time over there.
Lovely stuff. But yeah, speaking of lovely, this is technically our Valentine's Day episode. Today is Friday. Today's podcast comes out. Valentine's Day is tomorrow, Saturday. So we're gonna get into some little romantic vibes. I don't know what you want to call it. We got a bracket here that we're gonna get into pretty shortly here. What are you doing? Is that
I was
supposed to be
throwing up
a-
like every heart, every way to make a heart with my fingers that I could think of.
It looked like you were struggling on that last
This
one.
one
I was
isn't
like,
good. This
it
one
looks
is, I don't like this one. I don't know if people actually do that though.
I
don't
feel
know.
like you're trying to like send a
This one is
message
good.
like
This
don't
one is good.
like this feels like don't cross me or we're gonna have a problem.
Oh.
This feels like gang signs. You should stop.
This one feels like gang signs, but it's not.
No, the other one did. The other one did because it just didn't look like a heart at all. What the hell's that?
It's a heart. He doesn't know, guys. He doesn't know.
That's a
You guys
heart?
know. He doesn't know.
They don't be throwing them up at me like they used to, you know what I mean? Anyway, but yeah,
Yeah.
before we get it, it's a joke. It's a joke. Laugh. Before we get into the tournament bracket this week, doing a couple of news things to talk about, Marvel related. I guess we'll just go with the quick hit stuff first. Did you see? I guess this is like Marvel slash Amazon Prime slash Sony, whatever the hell you want to call it. Do you see that Spider Noir show coming out with Nicolas Cage? And there was two posters floating around this week. There's a black and white one and a color one, and apparently it's
Yes.
going to be available in both black and white and true hue full color.
Interesting.
Whatever
I
that
didn't know
specifically
that.
means. But you got any interest in this show? I don't really know much about the show or the character outside of the fact that Spider Noir appears in the Spider-Verse movies. But I don't really know if this is something I need to watch or want to watch.
No. Like, I want to say yes. Like, I probably will watch it for the sake of the podcast, but I probably would not watch it if it wasn't for the podcast or just for the sake of staying up to date with what's going on in the comics and Marvel community. I have never been the biggest fan of the fact that there's a million different Spider-Man
Variants.
versions, yeah, and variants. I don't really think that that's, I don't know. I just think it kind of like, in my mind, ruins Spider-Man himself because there's so freaking many of them. It's like, well, I don't know.
I
It
think I
doesn't
did
ruin
see.
Spider-Man. I just get tired of it. I don't know. And I don't know why there needs to be a different show and a different story. I don't know. Why does there have to be that many Spider-Men? I don't know.
I think I did see something that they were going to specifically call the Spider Noir, like him in the show, just the Spider, not Spider-Man. I don't know if that has to do with any trying to avoid confusion, but I think most people know this is just something else, like that I guess Sony's doing or whatever. And honestly, at this point, anything Sony does is kind of just like, yeah, we all acknowledge it's in its own spectrum, its own world over there.
Yeah.
But if you were to watch this show, forget the podcast, because honestly, I don't really feel like this is something we need to watch for the sake of the podcast. Not saying we won't, but if you were to watch the show, you go in black and white or you go in color? I feel like a lot of people are going to be like, you have to watch it in black and white, but I don't know.
Probably black and white. Probably
Really?
black and white. Yeah, I probably
don't know if I
would
wanna-
because Spider Noir is literally the thing that sets him apart is the fact that he is the black and white Spider-Man. So I would.
I get it. I just feel like I'm gonna watch it and get sick of the black and white after like 2 episodes. I'd be like,
I think I would get used to it after 2 episodes. I think it would have like the opposite effect on me.
I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, I don't know when that's coming out. I don't even know if it has a set release date, but it's releasing on Prime. I don't even have Prime, so I'd have to get it just to watch the show, which is another thing. But I don't know, Spider Noir, Nicolas Cage. Who doesn't like Nicolas Cage? So I'd be interested. Did you also see this week that the Punisher special, which we've talked a lot about here on the podcast, apparently got its title, Punisher One-Shot Special, which I think they revealed.
I don't even think that's a title. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Well,
I don't know.
Maybe title's not the right word, but it's just what it's being, listed under, because it's not like it's a full series, just kind of a special. It's kind of another way to say special presentation, to be perfectly honest.
Like, instead of saying it's a Marvel Spotlight, it's a Marvel One-Shot. Like, I don't know. I think it's stupid. It's not a title. In my mind, it's not even a title. It's not like it's Spider-Man Brand New Day or Spider-Man Homecoming. It's the Punisher Special just became the Punisher One-Shot Special. It's like specifically letting us know, hey, this is a one-time thing.
If you think you're getting more than this hour special,
you're not.
You're not.
This isn't the Punisher series coming back. It's a one-shot special.
Hey, listen, I'm cool with that. I think this got revealed through like one of the Marvel Premiere Collection comics that might have recently came out or is coming out. Maybe there was like a little ad in the back of that. I don't know. Something I saw something with the comic and then something related to this show. But, I mean, I'm cool with, anything they want to call this, and I'm cool with it just being this little hour special. I mean, we've talked about it a ton, and I know it was floating around this week, and our friend Will from Determined Focus sent us this as well.
He's not
that,
I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding.
A lot of Batman beef between them two. But it's had something to do with Punisher, or just John Berthel, himself not being listed a part of the cast for Daredevil Born Again Season 2, which I'm kind of cool with. I know we've talked about this before, but bro, we're getting a Punisher special, and then Punisher's gonna be in Spider-Man Brand New Day. I know it's like, oh man, what's a Daredevil season at this point without the Punisher? But like, I'm gonna get my fair share of the Punisher at this point, so like, I think I'm cool with him not being in this season that's coming out next month.
Yeah, I don't really care. I don't like, he doesn't,
That's
I
all,
don't know.
folks.
I think it's weird because now Daredevil's specifically saying he's putting together a team to fight Kingpin, and they established that Punisher was part of, he like had an interest in fighting Kingpin's forces or whatever, his special force, because of their affiliation or supposed affiliation with him. And then for them to be like, but now he's not gonna do that anymore. Like, I totally understand Frank Castle not being part of a team and not joining up with Daredevil's candy ass hero shit or whatever.
Yeah.
So, like, that makes sense to me. But the part that doesn't make too much sense to me is that they were like, here he is, he's fighting Kingpin's forces too. And then they're like, no, he's not anymore though. So I don't know.
Well, I don't know, because he was locked up at the end of Born Again Season 1, and then in the post-credits scene, it seems like he's about to make an escape. So I know we've talked about this before, so we're assuming this one-shot special, or whatever they're calling it, is basically going to be the bridge between Punisher in the post-credit scene of Born Again Season 1, and then where he ends up in, Brand New Day. But I don't know. I mean, I definitely think, I agree, he's not much of a team player, but he could end up being, back on some kind of team, because this kind of leads us right into the next thing I wanted to talk about here.
Yeah, but what I was trying to say is that I think it's weird that they established that he had a reason to fight Kingpin, but he's not going to have a presence in Daredevil Season 2. I think that was kind of a juxtaposition. Well, I mean, I think... But I don't care, because we're getting the Punisher special, and maybe in the special he will kind of fight off Kingpin's forces a little bit. He has to be fighting somebody, so maybe he will in the Punisher special, and then he'll eventually get to where we see him in Brand New Day, wherever that may be.
Yeah,
Now go ahead.
you're fine. Frank's definitely not done fighting any kind of forces that Kingpin's gonna throw at him. I just don't. I guess we're just not gonna see any of it in Daredevil Born Again season 2. And for all we know, the Punisher one shot special is kind of might be where Punisher is during the events of Born Again season 2. Like we really don't know that for sure. But no, what I was gonna say, and I know like we've talked about this a little bit already off screen, but there's some kind of idea floating around. Apparently, at Marvel's been making the rounds this past week that they are talking about a street level team up movie featuring, let's just put it this way, an all-star cast: Spider-Man, Daredevil, Punisher, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, and possibly more. And they would take on Wilson Fisk as his enforcers in some kind of final battle to, kind of end that overall storyline. I believe people have called it the Devil's Reign storyline, which I believe comes from a comic series that tells a similar story to this. I don't know if that's what they would call the movie or anything like that, but this is a fantastic idea. I mean, just imagine on the surface level, you can obviously dig deeper. We can start talking about other heroes that can get involved, how good the story could be, and this, that, and the other. On a surface level, a movie with just Spider-Man, Daredevil, and Punisher alone. Are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah, like that's sick. That's really sick. I think the only thing that could make it better if it was with street level heroes that we cared about. I'm not trying to say that like in a bad
just threw
way.
Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist right under the bus.
If they even keep the same actor for Iron Fist, which I don't know, that has to be one of the most it's the least liked of the Netflix series is Iron Fist. I haven't seen it. I also haven't seen Luke Cage. I also haven't seen Jessica Jones. So I
haven't either.
Put all that aside. I'm not going to go watch them just to catch up for this movie either. We, like people like me and you, people that are more into the MCU as of recently and not way back when the Netflix series were going on, people don't have a connection to Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist yet. You know, I would much rather they had brought in a new Iron Fist, maybe reincorporated Luke Cage and Jessica Jones in some way, which maybe that will be in Daredevil season 2, and then we'll get the movie, and then we're all set. You know, we'll have more of a connection with them. I just think it would be cooler, and I'm not just saying this just because it's me. I think it would be cooler if it was all of these street level New York heroes that we know, like Punisher and Moon Knight.
There it is.
Yeah. And I think there would be, I don't know if Cloak and Dagger are associated, but they kind of have the same issue as Luke Cage and Jessica Jones. Characters like those two.
I think Cloak and Dagger would definitely be on the potential list of other characters that could join them, absolutely. And I think I've heard people talk about Shang-Chi. I don't know if that has something to do with the comic run, and they're like, oh, he was involved in that, maybe he'll be involved in this. I still haven't watched the Shang-Chi movie. I'm sorry. I'll watch it eventually. But, I mean, did you ever watch that Defender show? I know you just ran down the rest of those other characters.
No.
You'd never seen that. I do want to watch it, and one of our friends had told us that I should have watched it between Daredevil season 2 and 3, the Netflix series, because it obviously explains that a freaking building collapsed on Matt Murdock. Yeah, so you just start season 3 and you're like, what's he talking about? He almost died. Yeah. But listen, dude, I think this idea is absolutely fantastic. And again, just talk about the potential heroes that can get added to this, like a Cloak and Dagger, who we were just talking about 2 episodes ago when we were reviewing Wonder Man. Go check that out. I think definitely, I think a lot of people would be interested in seeing them resurface. I never saw their Netflix show either. I would love to honestly watch it. Maybe I will.
I liked it.
Eventually. You did? Did you watch? Oh wait, you said you didn't finish it, right?
Right. I only got through season 1. So yeah, there's 2 seasons.
There's 2 seasons. Okay, okay. Well, listen, I would love for them to get added again. Obviously, you've been talking about Moon Knight a lot, and I think a lot of people have been wondering if we're ever going to see.
It's weird at this point to leave him out of it when he's one of the only other big names that has been constantly left out of everything. It's weird to have a specifically street level hero movie and still leave Moon Knight out. It's weird, and it's almost like they're doing it like to make sure that we know he's never coming back. That's what it's starting to feel like. That we're never
so
getting.
You think it's some political stuff behind the scenes, not like real life politics, but just like business politics.
No, I just think that they don't know. Either they don't know what to do with him, Or maybe you're right. Maybe Oscar Isaac just doesn't want to come back. But Oscar Isaac has said time and time again that he loved playing Moon Knight.
Mm-hmm.
He loved it. So, and every time an actor says, I'm never working with this company again. I don't even know if Oscar Isaac ever said that. You can't
I
believe
have no
anything
idea
that you
either.
see. Like how everyone was saying that Mark Ruffalo got fired by Disney, which is a bunch of BS. I never believed that for a second. I don't know why anyone believes any pop-up clickbait title that they see
Yeah.
on the internet, and to the point where an actual reporter asked him if he had been fired by Disney, and he was like, no, not that I know of.
Yeah.
You guys are silly.
I think they asked Chris Hemsworth too, because they obviously have that Crime
they were in the
101 movie
same-
coming
they were
out.
in the
Yeah,
same
and he
room.
was like,
Yeah.
yeah, they said something about that report. They were like, we don't know nothing about this. Or Chris
Yeah.
Hemsworth was like,
because it's all made up. So when people say Oscar Isaac said he's never working with Disney again, there's no chance that he would ever actually say that. From a business standpoint, there's no way that he would ever actually come out, and I don't know
Just
that.
rule it
Maybe
out.
there is an actual quote, I don't know. But I don't think there's any way he'd be very definitive about that. Money talks more than anything. If they wanted him to come back and do Moon Knight again in a movie next to Tom Holland, Charlie Cox, John Bernthal,
I know.
he would.
And, like,
I
not for
think he
nothing,
would.
dude,
I'm
but,
not
like-
gonna act like I know him, but I think
Yeah.
that he would. I think at this point it's getting really silly that he's not involved in
he is
anything. And
completely
I know,
MIA.
yeah, he's completely MIA. And I understand that Moon Knight, the show, takes place in London, so he's already not. He's not a New York-based hero. I think in the comics he is, but I could be wrong. I'm just starting to get into that. I don't know. So, but I just think it's weird. He is a specifically street level hero, and he's still not involved. Maybe he will be. We're very early days in this news.
No, yeah,
But
you never know.
It would
There's
make
also
me
been,
enjoy it a lot more.
There's also been some rumors going around the last few days, too, that some of the Marvel Netflix characters would return in Daredevil Born Again Season 3, which I thought was interesting. That's coming up now, because that might tie into the greater street-level hero team-up movie that we're talking about. You know, we could get Daredevil Born Again Season 2, obviously, coming out. I think they're filming... Didn't I see something that they're filming Born Again Season 3, like, this year?
Think so.
Yeah, which
If not right now. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, if not right now, which is great. So we could get a Daredevil Born Again Season 3, and then for all we know, you know, the next time we see Daredevil and company after that could possibly be this movie. And I'm not gonna lie, this could legitimately be like a Spider-Man 5 story. At the same time, though, Spider-Man has so many other things he can do. He doesn't need to be... I don't want to say he doesn't need to be, but like Spider-Man 5, when we eventually get there, post-Secret Wars, doesn't need to tie in all these characters, Wilson Fisk, this, that, the other. I know there's like contract stuff that like, you know, they always have to have an MCU character in Spider-Man, Tom Holland movies or whatever. I'm not talking about that though. But Spider-Man 5, when we eventually get there, could be something completely different than having to do with this. But I feel like we get Daredevil Born Again Season 3, and then possibly the next time we see Daredevil and company after that, whatever that may be, which I assume at this point it would probably be in the Mutant Saga, could possibly be this movie. And if there's rumors that all these other Netflix characters, such as, you know, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, maybe more, remains to be seen, could pop up in Born Again Season 3, I think that only heightens the chances we're getting this street-level movie, and I really hope we do, because this could literally be one of the biggest, just coolest Marvel movies ever, just with Spider-Man, Daredevil, and Punisher spearheading that thing alone.
Totally.
Fire idea, and I really hope it happens.
Yep. Especially because it'll be... What I think is cool about the Punisher and Brand New Day thing is that first Charlie Cox made an appearance in No Way Home, and now John Bernthal is making an appearance in a Spider-Man movie as well in Brand New Day. And then it'd be cool to kind of bring them all together for at least for Charlie's for him to actually have a big role to play in a movie on the big screen as Daredevil would be really cool, because he is so crazy popular within the Marvel fans.
I know.
It would be great.
And he's
to see him
so
on the
good
big
at
screen.
as Matt Murdock. Like, he needs to have that one movie, like, true movie appearance. I'm not talking outside of just that No Way Home, you know, scene and whatnot. Like, he needs to be one of the guys spearheading a movie. And, like, put him right next to Spider-Man. Dude, this thing's doing box office numbers. Could be huge, dude. If I'm Marvel, like, this is a shoo-in. I don't know why they wouldn't do this. And I know you got to take rumors with a grain of salt. Absolutely. You know, we try to talk about that anytime we talk about rumors here on the podcast. But it's fun to speculate beyond the point of just like, oh, this is a rumor. It's fun to just speculate on this idea, whether it would actually happen or not. Because I think we can both sit here and say for a lot of people that a lot of people want to see this street level team up movie. So I don't know. Hopefully we get it. I'm gonna take a little swig of coffee real quick.
Fine. It's okay.
But
we'll
anyway, I guess we'll allow. But anyway, like I said, there was only so much news to talk about this week, but it is technically the Valentine's Day episode. So, and I had this idea written down for a couple of months, so excited to see how it turns out. We did a 16, another bracket, just like when we did the Christmas movie bracket back in December. This one, however, tournament bracket for the best couples in fiction. Now, there is an asterisk here. Mostly Marvel and Star Wars couples, and then we kind of filled in with a couple of random ones. There's
other fandoms that we both really like.
Yeah, so I understand somebody might watch this and comment down below like, oh, what about this, show? Or what about this movie and this couple from that? Like, we kind of just kept it within the realms of the stuff that we like the most. Marvel and Star Wars, obviously the two things I think we talk about the most here on the podcast. So I think
do we have to agree? Do we have to agree on every selection?
I mean, I think so. That's what we did for the Christmas bracket.
Okay.
Well, I mean, that's how this works, right? We can't just flip a coin. There's nobody here to break the tie.
Well, I was going to say, how about I just do it myself and you just sit there?
Wow.
Let me take it from here. Go ahead.
Before we start this, and I know because I wanted to bring this up because you brought this up like last week or something when we were going over this. The worst ships in Marvel, Star Wars, etc. Do you got any off the top of your head? We're about to talk about some of the best couples. What are some of the worst, not worst couples, but just worst fan ships out there?
Fan ships specifically, I would say my least favorite of all time is probably Katara, which is Zuko and Katara in Avatar: The Last Airbender, because it's pretty much baseless. And people think that they deserve to be together so badly. So badly. I think people are so blinded by their obsession with enemies to lovers, with the enemies to lovers trope, that they're like, oh, it's a perfect love story. It's a perfect love story. He tried to kill her so many times. Just because he's redeemed doesn't mean she has to fall in love with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because she forgives him for his past and who he is doesn't mean that she would have more of a connection with Zuko over Aang, who has been in love with her since he first saw her. And for the people that say that Katara and Aang don't have any chemistry and that you saw them as brother and sister, one, you're gross, because they have so much chemistry. And I don't know if we watched the same show, but they are.
Yeah,
Aang like literally blushes over her all the time.
Go back to like season 1, early episodes too.
And Katara even hints a couple times there's a couple hints of her looking at him in a different way. And I can get specific if you guys want to argue with me in the comments. And
season
for
2,
you to be
episode
like,
5.
no, they're like brother and sister. As he's like blushing over how pretty she looks and everything, you're gross. That's so weird for you to say. And I know that you're only saying that because you want to make light of their connection so that your Zuko and Katara ship looks better.
Tear one down to bolster the other.
Yeah, exactly. Literally exactly. You're invalidating their connection for no reason, just because you want Zuko and Katara to happen, to the point where even the voice actor for Zuko thinks that Zutara would have been better. But I do 100% do not agree with that. I think that is just, there's nothing wrong with friends to lovers. People are so obsessed with enemies to lovers, not to mention that they're fire and water / ice and they're opposites. And that is such a cute thing. Like, you guys stop. Zuko and Katara are two of my favorite characters, but so is Aang. And Aang goes through so much. There's no reason.
You're making a hell of a case here.
There's no reason why Katara would have more of a connection with Zuko, who half of the time we spend with them in the show, he's trying to kill her, capture them. He uses her mom's necklace against her as leverage. Her mom that his nation killed. Come on. Like, you're kind of being ridiculous.
I'll give you another one. This isn't really a ship. I'm going to throw in just like some dynamics, some romantic dynamics that we've actually seen that I'm just not a fan of. Gotta put Raylo on here. Gotta put Rey and Kylo on here. I'm sorry, dude.
Yeah, because I think we're both Finn Rey. Like, Rey and Finn.
100%, dude.
If
there's some ships that should have happened, Finn Rey, or whatever you want to call it, would probably be at the top. I've never been a fan of the Kylo Rey stuff.
I'm sorry to cut you off. And then some people will say again that Finn and Rey have more of a brother-sister connection. I'm like, oh yeah, when Finn was
I
asking
just
her if she had
rewatched
a
Force
cute
Awakens last
boyfriend
week.
at home, yeah, he was totally looking at her in a sisterly sort of way, right?
No.
You freak, stop.
No,
That's so weird of you to say.
I just threw on Force Awakens last week. Was just watching it, falling asleep to it. I was like, dude, this movie, it's honestly great. I love Force Awakens, but no way is Finn and Rey, brother, sister. What are you watching,
That's
bro?
so weird.
No,
It's so
not
weird.
a fan
and
of Rey
it's
and
another
Kylo.
perfect example of enemies to lovers, and that's why a lot of people are obsessed with it. And you know what? That's what ended up being Endgame, and I get it, sure. But I also don't like it.
You know it's never going to be Endgame, so at this point, we should just never do it again.
Tell me.
Wolverine and Jean. Terrible. I'm over it.
Terrible,
just talking about romantic dynamics,
not
this,
good,
that, and the
not good,
other.
not good, not
I don't
good.
know how many
Especially-
shows and movies need to go by where we're teasing Logan and Jean. If there's one thing I don't want to see in the MCU mutant saga, it's any more teases of Logan's in love with Jean.
It's so true, dude. It's so true, especially because there are so many instances and forms of media where the X-Men show up where Logan is an adult and Jean is a child, either a child or a teenager.
I know.
And then to think about how later in her life he's gonna start flirting with her and
I know. And think about this hypothetical.
It's
I'm not going into a whole Sadie Sink thing right now, but think about this hypothetical. Sadie's like what, like 23, 24, so she'll probably be about that age if she does play Jean Grey in the MCU. And then imagine if Hugh Jackman is still Wolverine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that would be weird.
I don't even, if that's even the case with those castings, I don't think they'd even go
Yeah.
that route, which they shouldn't regardless, because it's weird and the love triangle is awful. I hate love triangles. As someone that's a big fan of the Hunger Games and
as someone who's a big fan of Edge, Matt Hardy, and Lita in 2005.
yeah. And CM Punk, AJ Lee, and Daniel Bryan. Yeah.
No, the Edge one, that was something best TV of all time.
I understand, but I missed out on that, so I'm gonna go.
Yeah. Dude, you know what another terrible dynamic is?
Magneto and Rogue.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that one.
That's a bad
dude.
one. That's a bad one. Gross. Ew.
That's another love triangle that was
Gross.
I feel like it was just done, and I'm. Correct me if I'm wrong here in the comments, or you can too. I'm sure maybe it was done in comics before. I don't know, but if not, if that's the case, then what I was about to say is irrelevant. But I was about to say, if it's ever been done in comics and they just wrote that for X-Men '97, they literally just did it as like something to help kill Gambit off.
Well, I don't think it needed to be written at all.
Fair. I'm
Even
just bringing
if
up
it's
the
in the
hypothetical.
comics, it didn't need to be brought over to X-Men '97. Like that's so
another one
gross, and it kind of invalidated.
I just did that to rage bait you.
I was like, I'm gonna end the show right now. Don't ever say
I just
it
did that
again.
to rage bait you. I'm more of a Matt and Karen guy anyway.
I feel like the Magneto and Rogue connection low-key invalidated Rogue and Gambit's connection that they had for how long, and then to make it look like Rogue would just switch up on him like that. I don't think Rogue would, in the comics or in any media, would ever do that to Remy. So I really just didn't like that they painted her in that light.
Basis, Remy. It was just funny.
Well, everyone else by their first name. I know, Wolverine, Logan. Yeah.
There's a twinkle in your eye when you said Remy.
I would never do that to him. But Castle, great one. If we want to talk about ships that either never happened that should have, or probably will never happen, Castle's definitely up there. If you don't know what I'm talking about Frank Castle and Karen Page from Daredevil, and they also share a lot of screen time in the Punisher series as well. Great ship. And I'm not just making that up. I'm not fabricating that in my mind. They literally hint at it over and over and over again, all the way into Daredevil Born Again. They do
I'm not
again.
Denying, but we've talked about this before. I just don't think it will
so many
happen.
times. So I'm just gonna skim right over it. But that's one of them. Another
Is
one.
there any other dynamics
there's another
like
one
that?
for me. There's another one like me, like that I have.
Okay.
But you have no idea, so I won't be able to talk to you about this. But if any of you out there have ever watched,
this is gonna be a. I thought you were about to be like, this is a Hunger Games reference. I don't know why Hunger Games came to my head.
No, if any of you out there have ever watched The 100, it was a CW show, and then for a long time it was on Netflix. That's when I decided to watch it. Bellamy and Clark, they're called Bellark together. They were supposed to be Endgame. They literally hint at it the entire show. In the books, they get married. In real life, they got married.
Oh, that certainly didn't help the ship online. I'm sure people were like, whoa!
But it's not even a ship because in the books they get married. And they're literally enemies to lovers too. And they have amazing chemistry. Amazing chemistry. They hint at it for 7 seasons of the show, Noah. And then this is a spoiler alert for anyone that is thinking about watching The 100. Don't listen to a thing I'm about to say. And then in season 7, because of controversy behind the scenes, because the actor that played Bellamy called out the director for baiting fans for years on end when he had no intention of following through with their ship after they over and over again were hinting at it, had Clark kill him. She killed him in season 7. Shot and killed him in season 7.
Some backstage politics.
Yes, shot and killed him. And they're married in real life.
You know the drive home for the set that day, they were like, this show fucking sucks now.
Dude, can you imagine doing that because you're so petty? Can you imagine doing that? That guy is on my list, by the way. My Chris Jericho list, like all-time people that I will never forgive, he's on there. I won't even utter his name. But, because I forgot it. I'm pretty sure his name is Jason something. But I erased it from my mind because I'm still pissed about it. So that's one. But anyways, we should talk about the good ones. Another one that isn't featured on our bracket is Captain Swan, which is Captain Hook and Emma Swan from Once Upon a Time. One of the most perfect ships.
There is a Swan on our bracket.
I know.
Not that one.
I know. But they are one of the most perfect ships, one of the most perfect, like, relationships and stories, love stories ever. They're so great. I love Once Upon a Time. And that's all I have. We can do the bracket now.
In the comment section, put your favorite ships or romantic dynamics in shows and movies that never happened that you would like to see. Or your
I would like to
favorite.
see Johnny Storm and me.
Okay. We'll mark that one down. We'll talk about that later.
Okay. Let me know if you guys ship that as well. My husband will like that
and Yelena Belova. Anyway.
Ooh, Florence Pugh.
Florence Pugh. All right. Well, we should probably get into this bracket.
We should.
So, just like the Christmas movie bracket, like I said, 16, 8 on each side. A lot of Star Wars, a lot of Marvel, couple in here, so we're getting right into it. So this is the tournament bracket for the best couple in fiction, but mostly just Marvel and Star Wars and our favorite fandom. So if we left anybody out, let us know in the comments. Here we go, round 1, starting off hot. Anakin and Padme. Sorry, Anakin and Padme. I have this terrible trope of mispronouncing it.
Thank you.
Versus Wanda and Vision. Obviously, I think we know who wins here.
Yeah, no, even though, Anakin.
I saw the troll in your eyes getting ready to say Wanda and Vision.
No, I would never pick someone that's in love with a computer. No, go ahead.
Okay, so obviously that was an easy opening round. A little softball in the first round. Next up, Han Solo and Princess Leia versus Peter Parker and Gwen Stacy.
I'm gonna go with Peter Parker and Gwen Stacy.
Really?
Yeah, because we're going with Andrew. And
well, I was just gonna say any iteration you want, because like there have been teasing. Well, I get that's Miles. Never mind in the Spider-Verse movies, but any iteration that you might throw in there. But
for the sake of making an argument for them being a good couple, let's say it's Andrew and Emma's.
Sure.
Okay. Sure. I would still pick them, Peter and Gwen, because Han and Leia are literally toxic as heck. So
it's true.
And they don't even.
They're more iconic, I feel like.
Right, they're iconic because they're also like kind of enemies to lovers in a way, and people like that a lot. Yeah. And it is iconic because they have so many, the confession of love, right when he's getting frozen in carbonite and all that stuff. Yeah. Then we get to the sequels, they didn't even end up together. So that kind of ruined it for me.
Had like one scene together.
And in like physical media and stuff, they do get married and they do stay together, but.
We're basing this off what we see on our screens. I can't start counting in every book, comic. I don't got all that knowledge. Han and Leia are more iconic, but Peter and Gwen are a better couple here. That's what we're basing this off of.
Okay. Let's keep going.
What were you saying?
No, never mind. Never mind. It'll come up.
Okay. Next up, this one. Actually, I think I know where you're gonna lean on this one. Kanan and Hera from Star Wars Rebels versus Jean Grey and Scott Summers.
Kanan and Hera.
Yeah, it's got to be
literally the only perfect couple in Star Wars. the best and healthiest form of love, and they're just perfect. They're perfect together. I love them.
I fucking love them.
There's no other couple in Star Wars that's better than them. Not
Yeah.
even close. Not even close.
So if it was Scott and Madeline, though, no, okay.
Yeah.
Different story.
And I think Scott and Jean are iconic. They are the couple of the X-Men, other than Rogue and Gambit, that they call them.
I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
They are the couple of the X-Men for a while, until Rogue and Gambit, the better couple, come in. But I think it's really cool that Jean and Scott have such a strong connection that they can communicate via psychic rapport, which is so cool. If you don't know what that means, they can meet on the psychic plane, which is like in your mind palace, if you will. They can meet there together, and
like
that's
11 in
something
Stranger
that only
Things.
Jean and Scott can do. It's crazy, the kind of connection that they have. But yeah, the love triangle ruins between Jean, Scott, and Wolverine ruins that relationship for me. And because Scott is a whore in the comics, which is another thing in the comics, which is also crazy. Like, guy cannot get enough of his telepaths, let me tell you, and his Wolverine, I guess.
And his Wolverine. that's actually they've been selling us on Logan loves Jean, but it's actually Scott.
It's actually that they're hiding their feelings for each other. Yeah.
Yes.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah, I think it's got to be Kanan and Hera there. Next up, two more iconic couples, but I think this is also an easy one to call. Peter Parker and MJ versus Batman and Catwoman.
Peter Parker and MJ.
You weren't gonna pick Batman and Catwoman?
No. I don't even know anything about them, so I think it's kind of unfair to even put them on this list, but neither of us were ever going to pick Batman and Catwoman. Did they even end up together?
I'll be honest, I just started looking up couples from fandoms that we like.
From DC.
I need to fill a couple spots on this thing.
Yeah. Nope, not them.
Alright, yeah, I knew that. I knew where that one was going. Next up, this is another one that we kind of threw on here, and maybe it's just because I've been on a kick of these movies. William Turner and Elizabeth Swann.
Icon.
Versus Tony Stark and Pepper Potts. Is it just because I got the recency bias because I just rewatched all the Pirates movies?
No, I think that
William Turner.
I think they are winning this one.
Oh.
They're definitely winning this one because they just
Tony and Pepper are a little. Is toxic the right word?
Nah, Tony is a toxic person himself, but it's not necessarily that they're toxic in a relationship way. It's just that Tony has a lot of issues, so Pepper makes him deal with those issues sometimes by leaving him. I don't even think that they are toxic. I just think that
They got stuff to work out individually,
Will
or
and
Tony's
Elizabeth
got stuff to work out.
are 100% toxic because Homegirl harbors feelings for Jack Sparrow for a long time and kisses him. That's crazy. And they lie to each other a lot, but they're icons.
They're icons. They're such a good-looking couple, dude. I'm just being honest. All right, William Turner. I'm sorry, I can't say it without saying it like that. And Elizabeth Swann from Pirates of the Caribbean. All right, next up. Definitely know where this one's going. Steve Rogers and Peggy Carter versus Gambit and Rogue. It's obviously Steve and Peggy.
Kick Rock, Steve and Peggy, Gambit and Rogue, all the way.
I'll say it's Gambit and Rogue. And you guys know I am in the camp. I don't think Steve was in the wrong at the end of Endgame going back to be with his love. But in this case, it's Gambit and Rogue. Even though Steve and Peggy... are they less of a Gambit and Rogue might beef a little more.
Steve and Peggy are like a
Gambit
flame.
We've seen Gambit and Rogue way more. There's way more to base an opinion on. Steve and Peggy is like one movie.
They're a fling.
Hey, that's the love of his life, all right? Don't call it a fling. Why has everybody got a problem with Steve just going back to get him some, all right? Just saying.
Gambit and Rogue are not... What did you call them?
I don't think toxic's the right word. I'm not gonna start throwing that out, but like, there's definitely a couple of times where Rogue's like getting a little. How do I describe it, dude?
This is X-Men 97 bias.
No, dude, I've watched all 5 seasons of the '90s show.
I thought you were gonna say she's kind of just not that into him the way he is because of the Magneto thing.
No, I mean, even though
We gotta just leave that out of this entirely.
There's definitely some moments in
they...
the like the '90s show where she's telling him to kick rocks, and he's like, "Nah." Like
well,
she's
I
like
think
taking a nap on the couch, and he goes and like just kisses her, and then knocks himself out.
Well, that's because he was manipulated by Morph, but I think that her kind of irritation toward him in the main series is purely based on the fact that she's frustrated that she can't pursue anything with him. Yeah, because she can't touch him. And he loves her so much that that doesn't even matter to him. He does not end his pursuit for her. So, nope.
You know how comfortable they are with each other? You remember that? I don't know what episode it was, but you remember when he catches Rogue in his arms? He's like, "You better lay off the fried chicken chair."
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
She's like, I hate you.
When I watched that for the first time, I was like, I can't believe you said that. Alright, gave it to Rogue. Next up, Gamora and Peter Quill versus Reed Richards and Sue Storm. Ooh. I think Reed and Sue are the more iconic couple, but I gotta say, I think I like Peter and Gamora more.
Me too. I don't think I've ever loved Reed Richards as a character.
And Reed's always so into his work and like has to get stuff done in all the like movies iterations we've seen him in.
Yeah.
Where Sue just is like an afterthought sometimes.
I don't know. Not necessarily in the newer Fantastic Four is that true, but even still, I don't.
Not Sue as a character as an afterthought, but like Reed's just like, I can't. I have to focus on this right now, and Sue's like, you know, trying to get his attention or trying to.
That's only in the original movies, though.
No, but I feel like in First Steps, Reed's so just worried about trying to save the world that he's not, you know, maybe listening to Sue that much. But like there's that one scene in I guess their bedroom or something.
I understand. I know what you're saying. Yeah. I know what you're saying. Yeah, I would still do Star-Lord and Gamora. Just because I don't think Reed... I don't know. Reed doesn't have any qualities about him that make me be like, oh, but he's
a great man.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean...
He's more into his work.
Yeah. Star-Lord is literally hopelessly in love with Gamora the entire time.
Aren't we all?
Can't lie.
Gamora and Peter, then. Obviously. Alright, last up in the first round. Aang and Katara. It's one of those oddballs we threw in here to fill out the bracket. Versus another one, honestly, to fill out the bracket. Superman and Lois Lane.
Lois Lane. That kills me that you said it like that.
What is it? What are you talking about?
Her name's Lois.
It's all the same.
Lois Lane is crazy. That is not even close to being the same thing. It's Lois Lane.
It's that New Jersey, tongue.
Can you, like, imagine going up to Will and saying, I love Lois Lane?
Say it again. So wait, it's supposed to be what?
It's Lois. You've seen Superman how many times? It's Lois
times
Lane.
At this point. It just rolls off the tongue the other way. I'm sorry.
You're like Superman's dad. It's like, that Mary Sue's a real nice lady, and he's like, it's Lois, Dad.
So, Aang and Katara?
Okay. Yep.
Listen, if we're just basing it off last year's Superman movie, I mean, I love them, but it's Aang and Katara here.
Lois doesn't deserve all that. Oh my gosh. When she's like, I don't know about him. I'm not sure. Like, what are you not sure about, Psycho?
She needed him to save the world first and save her. You know, she needed to see if he was, you know, how down bad he was. You know what I mean? All right. Next up, we're moving into the old quarterfinals here, chat. We got Anakin and Padme versus Peter and Gwen Stacy. One's a better couple. One's Anakin Padme, you know what I mean, dude?
Yeah, but they're a terrible couple.
They're not a terrible couple till the end.
They are a terrible couple.
They're not a terrible couple. It starts a little rocky, and it ends really rocky, but everything in the middle, I mean, they love each other.
I've never been the biggest fan. I don't think their love is anything to be romanticized.
Listen, I'm sorry Anakin didn't watch his love of his life fall off a building or whatever the hell happens. I still haven't seen the Andrew.
They don't have like a good love story, Noah. Anakin confesses to slaughtering women and children, and Padme just overlooks all that, bro.
Damn.
They're toxic as no. No, we're not doing that.
All right.
And it's mainly Anakin's fault that I'm saying no. But yes, they are iconic, and yes, I love Natalie
More
Portman
Anakin
and
as a
Hayden
person
Christensen
opposed
together.
to
Yeah, I'm not gonna let
relationship.
Anakin get through in a best couples list past Peter and Gwen from Amazing Spider-Man, who are the definition of love. No.
If this was more not like who's like just a good solid couple and more just in terms of who's the more iconic.
Why would it be more iconic?
I'm asking you if we were doing this in a way where like we're choosing who moves on as to which is more of an iconic couple, do you think they would win in this against Peter and Gwen?
Of course they would, because if it was Peter and MJ though, I feel like there'd be a better case to be made. But
sure.
Andrew's Peter Parker is like is an exception as far as him being with Gwen and that being the love of his life. Usually it's supposed to be MJ's. It's Peter and MJ. It's always Peter and MJ. But in the Amazing Spider-Man, it's Peter and Gwen, and that's the exception. So that's why I think they're not as iconic. But if we're talking about iconic, like Peter and MJ could go toe-to-toe with Anakin and Padme, absolutely.
Toe-to-toe. All right, Peter and Gwen moving on to the old semis. Next up, Peter and MJ versus Kanan and Hera.
Hera.
This could be a finals matchup, honestly.
It could, but I don't. I have not met a single MJ that I like. So,
not one.
I mean,
I was about to say if I'm just basing this off like the Toby movies.
Yeah, no, she sucks.
I was about to say. Not as
I
like
think Zendaya's MJ is okay, but I don't know if she's really anything like MJ. You know what I mean? She just feels like a different character to me. And for some reason. But I also don't know because I haven't read any of the Spider-Man comics, so I don't know. We'd have to pull Grayson in on this one.
There's no way of them.
But I think
he even said he's like in the Toby movies. I believe his quote was MJ is a 2-time and something, which is very true. So if we were just basing this off the Toby movies, then yeah, Peter and MJ they gotta kick rocks here.
Yeah,
so,
if we're going visual media, yes, we're going with Kanan and Hera. Yeah.
If it's not on a DVD, it doesn't count.
and it's our opinion, and in our little minds, we love Kanan and Hera way more. So yeah.
Yeah. All right, Kanan and Hera. Next up, William Tanner and Elizabeth Swann versus Gambit and Rogue.
Gambit
and Rogue. Gambit and Rogue.
You know they're winning this, right?
We'll get there.
Not to spoil it for everyone, but
hey, dude, this is a good matchup right here. Gamora and Peter Quill versus Aang and Katara. That's a hell of a matchup, dude. I feel like it should be Peter and Gamora. In my personal opinion.
You said Aang and Katara and Peter and Gamora?
Yeah.
I think it's Aang and Katara.
Peter's so like you said, dude. Peter's a hopeless romantic over Gamora, dude.
So is Aang.
Just like, sure, I'm not saying he's not, but I don't know. There's something about Peter and Gamora that hits more for me. Maybe it's because I'm a bigger fan of that franchise. I don't know.
Maybe because they're adults.
I'm not just so fascinated about this teenage love and Atla. All right, dude. I'm saying Gamora and Peter. You're saying Aang and Katara. We got to flip a coin or something for something here for a winner.
I think it's because you like Marvel more.
That's what I just said.
Yeah, I think that is why, though. I'm saying, yeah, that is why.
That's why, honestly...
You can do it. I don't care.
Well,
they're not going to win, so it doesn't matter.
I was about to say, they're not making it past the semis, so it really doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Let's put a question mark there. All right, moving back to the other side of the bracket. Peter Parker and Gwen Stacy versus Kanan and Hera.
It's got to
be Kanan. Yeah, it's got to be Kanan and Hera here. And then Gambit and Rogue versus either Gamora and Peter Quill or Aang Katara. It's a triple threat match, but honestly, Gambit and Rogue are winning and going to finals anyway.
It's true.
And then we have our tournament finals. Tournament bracket for the best couple in fiction, mostly Marvel and Star Wars and our favorite fandoms. It all comes down to Kanan and Hera versus Gambit and Rogue. I gotta be honest, an argument could be made for Kanan and Hera, but I personally enjoy Gambit and Rogue more.
Me too.
So
I'm glad we agree on that. Yeah, and like it's a perfect final. It's a perfect
final, an argument can be made. Like, if someone was just a bigger Star Wars fan, they're going to say Kanan and Hera. If somebody was a bigger X-Men fan, they're going to say Gambit and Rogue. I don't think, honestly, there's a wrong answer here. But if we're just going off our personal favorites, we're both bigger X-Men fans opposed to... I don't know if I'd say a bigger X-Men fan than just a Rebels fan. Which, well, I guess I would say that, actually. I don't know if you would say that.
I was like,
I don't know if you would say
about?
that. I don't want to speak for you. I don't know if you're, like, specifically like, oh, I like X-Men overall more than Star Wars Rebels.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to speak for you. You're a big Star Wars Rebels gal. I don't know.
I would say that. I like the X-Men more. I think I like the X-Men more than anything.
Ever. Oh, so you like it more than Lord of the Rings?
Yeah. I've told you that, though. In that
I know.
It's clip, I say I'm not a bigger Lord of the Rings fan.
I know. The context is there in that clip, and just everyone chose to ignore it. It's fine.
Better than X-Men 97?
You know what pisses me off, dude? My face when I say that is literally like, I purposely made a sarcastic face like, X-Men 97?
I didn't think you were being sarcastic at all, though, when you were saying it to me. I thought you were just, like, kind of comparing how I feel about it just because you know that I like X-Men 97 so much. You know?
That was part of it too. I honestly, that was like a clip from like an early December episode. I don't even remember at this point, but it still gets us...
You guys can find it on our Instagram page. It has like 1 million views or whatever at this point.
It gets us follows every day and comments.
We should pin it.
We should. I don't know why it's not. We literally, if you go to the comment section, it's just like, oh my god, she's so right. Look at this dude trying to mansplain her.
He's an idiot. And I think it's so funny.
Whatever.
Because usually I'm the one getting hate, so it's kind of nice that the roles are
That's literally the only clip where it's the opposite, I'll be perfectly honest. If there's hate in the comments, that's the one that I'm just getting dogged on. And it's not right. But yeah, Gambit and Rogue winning the tournament bracket for this Valentine's Day episode of the Lightforce podcast. Wasn't too much to talk about this week, but I feel like we churned out a nice fun episode here, and I've had this tournament bracket in mind for quite some time. I like doing the tournament brackets. I don't know when the next one will be. We'll try to think up some ideas and do one maybe in a month or two from now. I don't know. But
we'll see.
We'll see. But again, guys, go follow the Lightforce podcast on all social medias. We just rebranded everything. And that is going to bleed into some of our new merch, which will be dropping next month. So stay tuned for that. Probably around the time that Daredevil Board Against Season 2 comes out. So stay tuned. I'm going to start dropping some previews for that hopefully soon, like the merch. So definitely stay tuned to all our social medias, Instagram and TikTok at the Lightforce Podcast. If you're watching here on YouTube, be sure to hit subscribe, drop a like. And if you're listening on Apple and Spotify, be sure to drop a follow and a rating. Where can they find you?
You can find me everywhere at Laney Byers on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch. Make sure to come and join my stream community because they're amazing over there. And I stream all the time. I stream a lot of different games, and I post daily on Instagram and TikTok. So I'd love to see you there. Where can I find you, Noah Nation?
You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Noah Nation Vlogs, or Noah Nation Gaming, or Noah Nation Nerdy on YouTube. As we talked about earlier, just type in Noah Nation. You'll find my face. I'm on everything, trying to do everything. And I'm running myself dry. But anyways, guys, I appreciate you guys tuning into this week's episode. I don't think we got anything else. So yeah, episode 27 of the Lightforce Podcast in the books. And we'll see you guys next week.
Bye.